Okay, students, here's going to be a video explaining the final essay that you're writing for the Giver if you were absent or just need more time. So please make sure you follow along and are focused. Now, during the last few weeks, we've been analyzing character, setting, conflict, and theme in The Giver. You've done a good job documenting quotes, which is evidence from the novel, and explaining the quotes' evidence on plot elements, especially theme. Now, the first step, step one, is to pick one prompt to answer in a 3-paragraph essay. You have 3 options that I just highlighted on the first page of your pink outline. And if you don't like any of them, you can also create your own question. Just make sure it's approved by me. Once you've picked your question, you move on to step 2. Step 2 is you're going to use your packet, the paper protector on your tables with the yellow and blue side, the essay example, and the book to help outline your thoughts. Now, it's required to complete the outline before you start typing your essay, which brings us to our third step, which is you need to get your outline approved and stamped by me before typing your essay. You're going to see in your packet is an example of how to outline an essay using the Pixar short film Piper and an example essay using Piper as well. On the 4th and final page, this is where you're going to do your work. Make sure your name, period, and then this is where I'm going to stamp. You should know what essay question you're answering. Okay, now we're going to break down our essay into 3 paragraphs. The first thing that you're going to do is outline your introduction. You need a hook, which grabs the reader's attention, a question, a story, or a fact. Context that bridges the hook and the thesis, and the most important, your thesis. I suggest always writing your thesis first. So now let's look at my example. Have you ever had a time where you needed to be brave? That's my hook. Being brave can be scary and overwhelming, just like it was for the small bird Piper. That's my context. It's going to be connecting my hook now to my thesis, and here's my thesis. The short story Piper by Pixar's dominant theme is you can overcome fears and struggle through consistent hard work. So a thesis is just like a super, 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 super powerful claim. So now pause the video, and on page 4 in your outline, bullet point what your hook, context, or thesis will be. Okay, now that you've outlined your introduction, you are going to outline your cease. Now, your body paragraph is going to, here we go. Your body paragraph is going to support your thesis. So I had to ask myself, how am I going to support my thesis, which is in the short story Piper by Pixar, the dominant theme is you can overcome fears and struggle through consistent hard work. To support this thesis, I need to write a body paragraph, a cease, claim, context, evidence, and explain. So listen as I read the example, which is in your outline on page 3. Here's my claim. In the short story Piper by Pixar, the small bird was terrified of the big waves and struggled to conquer his fears, but overcame this fear by working hard. I connect it to my thesis, but I'm not simply restating it. Now my context. My context is when I'm going to quickly tell one moment in the text. I'm not summarizing everything, just one moment. One moment of struggle was when the baby bird, Piper, was learning to navigate the challenges of finding food on the beach. Okay, I provided background for my evidence. The next part is my evidence. The wave aggressively knocked him down, leaving him hesitant to try again. But after watching the hermit crabs, he attempted one more time. Pixar won. So that was my evidence. Now I have to explain how the evidence I just wrote proves my claim and thesis. This moment shows the importance of overcoming fears and struggle in order to achieve what you want. Piper's actions demonstrate that fear and failure are natural obstacles, but with hard work and resilience, they can be overcome. That was my explanation sentence. So now I have the conclusion. The conclusion is where you need to summarize everything you wrote and then restate your thesis. So you're going to put those 2 bullet points here, and then this is my example. I have first restated my thoughts. So I said, in conclusion, the short film Piper by Pixar illustrates how when someone has a fear or struggle, they can still achieve their goal by working hard. That wasn't my summary. That was actually restating the thesis. But then I ended it with a quick summarizing of my thoughts. This is an important lesson for everyone to understand because fear or struggle is something everyone experiences in life. Okay, that was my example. My example was about Piper. You were writing it about the giver. So use the example where you bullet point everything you want by breaking it down into 3 paragraphs. And once your outline is complete, you're going to get a stamped approval from me before typing your final essay. Okay, you guys are able to do this.